Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Edmonton Moreno versus Albazi. We back with another recap of a card that was okay. It was okay. Was it great? No, not at all. Was it bad? No, not at all. It was okay. Had some good moments, had some bad moments. It was a fucking fine card. It was okay. Better than what Canada usually gets, so I guess they can't fucking complain, and a lot of their fighters did win. I think they had a positive winning record, so yeah, not really much they could say, or I could say. The card was okay. Like, I don't really think anyone will dispute that. No one's gonna call this a great card. No one's gonna call this a terrible card. It was okay. There was some good and some bad, like every UFC card now. So, a card like this is just normal. Like, at this point, cards where it's maybe half good, half bad, it's just the norm, so you just kind of got used to it after a while. At least I would think, so I know I have. So, yeah. Not really much else I could say. It was an okay card, so outside of that, you ready to recap some fights? I am to an extent. I'm not to an extent. I'm not looking forward to some. I guess I'm looking forward to others. I'm tired. This card was super fucking long. And, yeah. I guess I'll stop rambling. We had 13 fights to recap. I'll talk about why we are down one from the breakdown in a second. But, sorry about that. Outside of that, ready to recap some fights? Before we do, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. We have, I think, 5 cards left, so it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, wishful thinking. Either way, I'm happy. And, yeah. Outside of that, ready to recap some fights? Let's do it. 13 fights in total. Again, we are down a fight because we lost Derek Lewis versus Jourdain Deniz the night before, on Friday night. Lewis got sick. It was not weight cutting issues. I don't know what the fuck happened. He injured himself taking a shit. I don't know. Sucks to lose this fight. It was definitely one of the fights I was looking forward to the most, but shit happens. So, yeah, we'll see what happens to Derek Lewis next. We know what's happening with Jourdain Deniz. He is going to fight Marcin Tybura in 2 weeks at UFC 309, which is cool. I like that fight. I think that's a good fight. If he can stop takedowns, it's an easy fight. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, he deserves it after this. So, does he deserve a ranking fight in general? No, but since he got the chance to fight Lewis and Lewis pulled out, makes sense to have him fight another ranked guy, especially a guy like Tybura, who's not very good and coming off a loss. So, makes sense to me. I'm not gonna complain. Not really much else to say. Outside of that big hit to the card, we still had 13 fights, so let's get into it with our first fight of the night in the women's flyweight division. A fight that was not spectacular, but it was a fight, I guess. Sorry, I don't know why my nose is so stuffy. This card made me sick. I wish. As in our first fight of the night in the women's flyweight division, we began with Jamey-Lyn Horth versus Ivana Petrović. Yeah, not a good fight to start the card. I know you're shocked. If I had to describe this fight in one word, it would either be sloppy or... No, yeah, sloppy. Yeah, it was sloppy. In round 1, Ivana did really good work. She got a takedown early and kind of just kept Horth down. Clear round for Ivana. Round 2, Horth had a great round, almost got an armbar, landed the better shots when they were standing. Clear 1-1 going into the third, and then in the third, Horth landed the better shots, and if you know how to score a fight, you had it like Mike Bell, 29-28, Horth. For some reason, the other two judges didn't watch the fight, as Thomas gave it to Ivana somehow, and Eric gave Jamey round 1, which is fucking impossible. So, yeah, Mike Bell got it right. Horth clearly won the last 2 rounds. She got taken down in the first, and that was a bad round, but in the second, she threw up that armbar, and in the third, she landed the better shots, had better cardio, and he clearly won the fight. I don't know how this was a split. I don't know how you give Horth all 3 rounds, but at least they got the right winner. Yeah, a split is stupid here, but if they at least get the right winner, it's like, okay, fine. It's still fucking stupid, but fine. It's judging, they're stupid, whatever. Yeah, and I had the exact same scorecard as I said. I think most people had it like that. Yeah. That's how you score the fight. That's simple. It's not really there's not really another way you would score this fight. Like, was any of the rounds close enough to say it's a coin flip? Not really. I guess round 2, but even then, I think it's a clear fight. So, yeah, I think they got that one judge got it right, and they got the winner right overall. So good to see. They almost robbed a Canadian to start the card, which would have fucking sucked. But no, they saved the robbery for a few of them for later. So we'll get to those when we get to those. But overall, sloppy, slow, bad fight, low level, just not a great fight. Very bad. I mean, I didn't expect much from this fight, but man, this was bad. So, it was, again, just sloppy, slow, and low level. Like, if I had to describe the fight in any way, it would be that, so, yeah. Not really much else to say about the fight, so, they got the right winner at least. About the only positive. And I picked an underdog. At least on Tapology, so ha. Outside of that, I guess let's talk about each fighter real quick. We'll begin with the winner, Jamey-Lyn Horth. Her second UFC win, her first in her new division. She's not very good. Like, how she had a decently close fight for Veronica Hardy, I don't know. Because her striking is not amazing. Her ground game is not amazing. Her fight IQ is not amazing. Her cardio's okay, but yeah, outside of that, she's not very good. Like, is she awful? No, she's not a terrible fighter, but she is not great. She's very below average, and if she would have stayed at woman's bantamweight, you could still get ranked. But she's at fucking flyweight, which actually has talent. Not Ivana, but and someone like Veronica Hardy. So I don't see Horth doing a lot in the UFC. She's probably gonna. I could see her having like a fucking 3-3 stint or some bullshit. So she's just not a world beater. She's just not that great at 34 years old. Like, yeah, 7-1 record looks shiny, and the only loss is to Veronica Hardy in a split decision. But yeah, she really looked bad here in a ginormous step down in competition. So maybe it was an off night. The Canada jitters. This is the first time she's fought in Canada in 4 years since the pandemic. So I guess you can give her a break there. But if that's not the reason why she looked so mid, not even mid, how so bad, then yeah, it was just a terrible performance. So she clearly won, but it was not impressive by any means. Again, she looked pretty fucking bad. It really makes, like, again, I was thinking during the fight, how the fuck did she have a close fight? Well, a decently close fight with Veronica Hardy, who's very good, a top 15 level fighter, As Horth is not even a top 35 level fighter in my opinion. So yeah, weird performance, not great, and easily the worst. Funny enough, the worst performance of Horth is how I got Jamie's career in the UFC and she won. So I guess that tells you how good Ivana is. But yeah, not very much to say about Jamie. Got to win, but not good. And to talk about Ivana, she's not good. Her cardio sucks. Her striking ain't amazing. Her grappling is Her grappling IQ is bad. Almost got submitted like 4 fucking times. She was stuck in an arm bar for like 3 minutes. She's not good, and I kind of pointed that out in the breakdown when she had a fucking almost competitive fight with Na Liang. She lost to Luana Carolina. So when you get a step up in competition from those two, Jamey-Lyn, Horth, what do you expect is going to happen? You're going to lose. Did she perform better than I thought she would? I guess a little bit, but overall she just is not good. Like, she's very green. She's not that great. She's 30 years old, and unless she gets a giant fucking wave of talent, I just don't see her doing anything in the UFC. I would not be shocked if by this time in a year and a half, 2 years, she's cut. Like, do you really think she beats even the bottom of the barrel in that division? Like, she lost to Luana Carolina. like, I'm trying to think of bottom of the barrel fighters in that division. Fucking, I'll look, but like, I don't know. I just don't think she's that good. I've not been impressed with her. She's not shown anything that interesting as a prospect in her first 3 fights. I just don't think she's very good. Like, yeah, you can beat Na Liang, one of the worst fighters I've ever seen, but every time you fight someone who's capable of a little bit of fighting, you lose. So, I don't know. Not high on Ivana, and she looked okay here, but was more she looked okay, or is Horth just not good? I don't know. Not a great performance, and I just don't think she's not gonna do anything in the UFC. So, yeah. I guess the only thing left to say now is who should I fight next for Horth? If I can find a fight, I don't know if I will. Yeah, you definitely give her another bad fighter because she did not really do a lot to earn a decent fight here. Let's see. Yeah, you're giving her bottom of the barrel fucking fighters. like you could. Oh no, I think Klein's a fucking what you would call it, a flyweight. So yeah, but like you and Giles, That's 2 bottoms of the barrel. Like, yeah, Juliana Miller, if she's even still in the fucking UFC, she never fights, so. I get, like, a Diane Barbosa wouldn't be terrible. Julia Stolyarenko, Stolyarenko wouldn't be terrible. Some, like, one of those, like, a can along those lines would be, like, a fine fight. I think she probably would lose to Barbosa since her ground game is not strong. She could probably beat Stolyarenko, but outside of that, I just don't see many fights for her. Bleda, I guess, but Bleda beats her, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'd probably say Stolyarenko or Barbosa. Like, and I'm leaning more Stolyarenko. Maybe Barbosa. I don't know. Barbosa or Stolyarenko. You could go either which way. And then for Ivana, I'm not gonna give her a fight. I'm just gonna prove my point. Let's just compare her to some of the lower, like the bottom of the barrel fighters in this division. Juliana Miller, yeah, she can win that fight. Inesta, that's debatable. Fucking Carly Giles, that's debatable. She beats Brogan Walker. I think even if Klein wanted to stay at fucking flyweight, she can easily win that fight. Like, Ivana's just not very good. and they're probably gonna give her someone bottom of the barrel, like Juliana Miller or fucking they're gonna dig up Brogan Walker or some bullshit. So yeah, just not just low-level fighters, and just again shocking to say that about Horth after a really okay performance against Veronica Hardy. So I guess she just wanted to show up that night and not tonight. So I don't know, but not very much I'll say about his opening fight. Sloppy, not very good, slow, and the only positive, as I've said, is they at least got the winner right. Outside of that, I don't got much. So that's that. Fight idea for Horth, either Dione Barboza or Julia Stolyarenko. I think either one of those is a fine fight. I'm leaning more Barboza. I think that'd be a decent fight. And yeah, Ivana gonna fight bottom of the barrel like Stolyarenko, Juliana Miller, Brogan Walker, etc. So something along those lines. Outside of that, bad fight beginning of the night, but at least the right person won. Something I can't say for 2 fights on this card later. So yeah, good win for Canada to start the night. Well, that streak ended really quickly, as in our second fight of the night, we head to bantamweight for a fight that was, if you even want to call it a fight, I don't know if you can, it was more just a fucking mauling, as in our second fight of the night in the bantamweight division, we had Cody, Gibson versus Chad Anheliger. Yeah, calling this a fight's kind of fucking pushing what a fight actually means, because this was not a fight. For 15 minutes, Gibson mauled him. Like, it was like fucking, I don't want to say Hamzat level, but it was like just a mauling. Like, he took Chad down at will. He beat him up. He almost submitted him multiple times. But this proves my point. This is the type of grappling that's okay. Where would I find the stats? Here we go. Like, this is the type of grappling I'm fine with, because he was hitting, he's trying to get the finish, he was attacking, he wasn't just fucking stalling for 15 minutes. Cody was actually fucking trying to fight. Did he get a finish? No, but he fucking tried. But like, just look at these stats. If they okay, yeah, he did not land 59 strikes. That's glitched. But like 23 strikes, takedown, 2 significant strikes. They don't show a lot of good fucking stats here, do they? This site's so shitty. Yeah, 94 headshots. He was trying to get the finish. Again, it was a mauling. Like, man, these stats are shitty. But like, he mauled him. Again, I can't really put in a simpler term. It was a mauling for 15 minutes. Again, it was not a fight. Like, the only time you can call it a fight is in round 3 when Chad landed like 2 good shots, and before Cody shot and took him down again. Outside that, Cody just did whatever he wanted. The best performance of his career. Like, flawless victory. So, the only thing that he could have done better is getting a finish, and he tried. He did everything he could. Chad's tough though, so I don't think he's upset with a 30-26. If he is, then that's weird. But yeah, he really just a mauling. I can't really say much else about the fight because it was barely a fight. So yeah, not very much else to say. I guess the only thing left I guess the next thing to get into now is the fighters, and we'll begin with Cody Gibson. Cody's a good fighter. Sometimes. He has talent. His striking is okay. His chin durability, that's debatable. His fight IQ, at times is good, at times is bad. his ground game's really good at times. Like, he's a well-rounded, decent fighter. He's shown that in the past. He showed that on Tough. He showed that in this fight. But then he has a performance like Miles Johns' fight where he just is outclassed. Yes, Miles Johns is very good, but I think Cody has the ability to at least look subpar in that fight, and he looked like a joke. So, like, I'm happy for Cody, though. I think he's a decent fighter. Is he going to be? No, I'm not going to waste time finishing the sentence. He's not going to do shit. But I think he'd be like a top 45 guy? Top 40 at best? Like, he's not bad. Like, he has a big size advantage. He's very experienced. He's well-rounded. He's a good fighter. So, and he's on now a 2-fight winning streak. He should get a decent fight in his next one, and we'll see if he does. I'm happy for Cody. I think he's a talented fighter, and he seems like a good dude. And he just needed to get out the blocks. The Katona fight, banger. It happens. Miles Johns, very good fighter. We'll give you a break since you've... excuse me. Since he's bounced back really well with 2 wins. So, I don't know. I like Cody, and it's good to see him getting wins in UFC. And fighting to his potential. I think he's a solid fighter. Again, I think he's a really solid fighter. Just he didn't show that until the Kelleher fight, and now he's shown that consistently. A great performance against Kelleher, a great performance here. He's looking good now, and if we can keep getting this Cody Gibson, he could string some wins together. So I could see him beating some surprising fighters. So I don't know. I like Cody. I think he's good. Let's see if he can stay consistent, because I think that's the main thing with him. If he can, now we're talking. And then for Chad Anheliger, what do you really want me to say? He's, like, we know he's mid. Is he going to lose to a can? No, he can beat cans. But is he going to ever beat a decent fighter? No. His striking is okay. His ground game's okay. He's not great at anything. He's barely good at anything. He's durable. I'll give him that. And that's about it. He's 37 years old. Not the most skilled. Not the fastest. Not the most powerful. Not the most elusive. Etc. Etc. He's just not very good. So I don't know. He's just gonna be cannon fodder in the UFC. They're gonna probably try and give him another contender series guy like they did with Jourdain, which failed. But now maybe pick someone a little better, and yeah, just fucking see what happens. Like he has the ability to win fights against lower level competition. But the second you give him a step up against a guy who's halfway decent, he's going to lose. So. That's just what he does. He's not a world beater. He never was, and he never will be. And as he gets older, it's just gonna get worse and worse for him. So, yeah, good one against Jourdain earlier in the year, but outside of that, not very much else to say. The only thing left to say now is who should I fight next? For Cody Gibson, I might give him the same idea I gave him for the Kelleher fight, because I really love that idea, unless I can find a better fight for him. But, like, he doesn't deserve a fight in this tier yet. Like, could you feed him to Raul Rosas? Yes, but could I see him winning that fight? Do you want me to lie? Daniel Santos, why do that to him? Brady Houston, no. Kung-Ho Kang, why? He's not, like, why? Alatung, I don't hate it. He already fought Katona, but I might go with the same idea I had last time, because I just think it's a good fight. Outside, like Orichi Lang, I could see that'd be a banger, but I don't know. Like, of course, you could feed him to a young dude like Smotherman or Bexat, but or Haddon, but why do that to him? Give him a fight where that's winnable, but don't, like, I really like this Cameron Simon idea. Like, I said this for his last fight after he beat Brian Kelleher at the fight, and I might go with it again. I really like Cody Gibson versus Cameron Simon. You got the young dude who's one on a skid versus the old dude who's now on a run. Did their styles match up pretty well? I think it's a good fight. If, like, you most likely Simon would win and get back on track. But it's also a fun fight. It's not like Simon's fighting a fucking tomato can. Gibson's a good fighter, and that'd be a good one to bounce back on. It's not like you're giving him fucking Ricky Torcios or fucking Chad Anheliger. So, outside of the Simon fight, I'm not seeing much. Again, what, are you gonna give him Kung Ho Kang? Why? Fucking Raul Rosas? Why? So, I like that Cameron Simon fight. I think that's a good fight, and I just don't really see many better options for Simon or Gibson. Because for Simon, it's what, giving him a can, and for Gibson, it's what, feeding him to a young dude? Why not fucking give Simon a tough fight, and give Gibson a tough fight that both could win, and I think it'd be good. So, my fight idea, again for Cody Gibson, Cameron Simon. I think it's a good fight. I would like to see it. Let's see it. And then for Chad, they're just going to feed him to Contender Series guys. I could see him fighting Cameron Smotherman, Bexat, etc., etc. So, yeah, just so he can lose to and make it look good. So, yeah. Besides that, not very much else to say. Nice win for Cody Gibson. He looked great. Pretty much just a mauling. And who should he fight next? I'm going to go with the same idea I said last time, because I think it's a good idea. Cody Gibson, Cameron Simon. Book it. I think that'd be a really fucking good fight. So, will the UFC do that fight? Probably not, but would I like to see it? Yes. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Good one for Cody. Pure mauling. And let's see him fight Cameron Simon. Canada, your first L. Can you get back on track? Well, looking at your next fight, no. But, yeah. Not very much else to say about that one. That's that. After that, I'm not going to waste a lot of time here because this fight just pisses me off. Not because I got it. I'm not going to say I got it wrong, because I didn't. I got it right, but that proves my point. And then our third fight of the night, again, not going to waste a lot of time here as we stay at bantamweight for a fight between Serhiy Sidey versus Garrett Armfield. Not going to waste your time. This was a complete robbery. Like, I guarantee you, because after the fight, everyone picked was having Armfield as the winner. Did that change? Nope. Yeah, Garrett Armfield won this fight. It was a complete Canada robbery. And round 1 is the only round you can... That's the wrong scorecard. That's still the wrong scorecard. What the fuck is this scorecard? They dickheads, you have put in the wrong... Let me... 1 second, let me find some bullshit. Okay, I found it. It was on the UFC news account on Twitter if you want to find every scorecard. This is a terrible scorecard. Like, yeah, Sidey probably won round 1, but it was close. But that's the only close round. Armfield clearly won round 2. Armfield clearly won round 3. How you could give Sidey 2 or 3, I don't know. He didn't do anything. All he did was throw up shitty submissions and land a few okay shots. Outside that, it was all Armfield. For the last 10 minutes of this fight, and mainly the fucking early parts of the first, it was all Armfield. It was a complete robbery, and it's not because I picked Armfield. I don't, like, that's whatever. You know, I'll admit a robbery when I picked the person who got handed it. We're not last week, and there's one later on the card. But this is a robbery. There's no way Sidey won this fight. He won the first round, and that's being generous. The last 10 minutes were all Garrett Armfield. And fucking bullshit. He got robbed here. Like, how do you give this fight to fucking Sidey outside of your biased Canadian judge? So, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. And, again... I'm not the only one that, like, 99% of people think Armfield won this fight. Because he did. So, it's bullshit. And you want to know the nail in the coffin? The dude himself, Serhiy Sidey, in his post-fight press conference, said he did not think he won this fight. First of all respect in the world to the guy for saying that. Most fighters pretend they won after a robbery. Or not. Cough, cough. Second of all, when the dude himself thinks he fucking lost, he lost! So, Armfield won this fight. It's that simple. So, complete robbery. I don't have anything else to say. No fight because I don't do that for robberies. And yeah, Garrett got fucked over. I'm still not impressed with Sidey as a fighter. I think he's really bad. And Garrett's not a world beater either, but he won this fight. End of story. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the night, and this is where I hit a fucking wall on this card. And then our fourth fight of the night, we head to heavyweight for our sadly only fight at heavyweight on this card. As we have a fat snooze fest between Alexandr Romanov versus Rodrigo Nascimento. So, what do I mean by I hit a wall on it at this point? Well, I kind of have more proof of that more than anything. Yeah. Halfway through the second round, I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I literally, it was fucking mind-numbing to watch any more of this fight. Oh, you wanna know what happened? Romanov cuddled him for 15 minutes. End of story. I literally had to walk away. Like, and I pride myself on watching everything. I didn't miss anything. I didn't watch round 3 of this fight. I almost guarantee Romanov had bare fucking minimum 3 minutes of control time in the third. I did not watch round 3. I came back and Jourdain, Zalal was already, were literally touching gloves. Okay, I want to see round 3. Oh, they striked in round 3. Okay. Clear I didn't miss shit. Wow, Nascimento, that just proves, holy shit, Nascimento, you are some ass. You lost in round 3 to a gassed Romanov on the feet. Dog or some shit. Okay, so I was wrong. But am I upset that I missed an Alexandr Romanov striking match? Fuck no. Terrible fight, shitty low-level heavyweight garbage, and these two are ranked. Let that shit sink in. These are ranked fighters. They are awful. Like, you don't have to have any skill to be a heavyweight in the UFC, or be a heavyweight at all. You just have to be tall enough and fat enough, and the second part's optional. Pathetic. This is fucking pathetic that these two are top 15. This is why heavyweight's a joke. This is why Tom Aspinall is a fucking savior. This is why we all fucking embrace Aspinall as Jesus. Because he made heavyweight good. He's trying to save heavyweight. Because there's nothing else. So, it's bullshit. It's that simple. It's fucking bullshit. I don't know what else you want me to say. Heavyweight sucks. That simple. Do I want to talk about the fighters? No. Romanov is ass. He still can't fight. He can just hug. Nascimento is super ass. I thought he got cuddled in round 3. You lost a striking match. Garbage. Fucking garbage. The only thing I will do is a fight idea for Romanov just because he is a top 15 guy, so it's easy. You could, I guess you can rebook him and Derek Lewis. I guess. Or you could do him, wait, didn't he already fight DeLima at one point? I swear he fought DeLima. Or am I tripping? Cause I swear he fought Marcos. Yeah, okay. It was his second UFC fight. So yeah, that's off the table. I guess Derek would probably make the most sense. Tai Tuivasa, don't fucking do that to Tai. First of all, don't book Tai at all. He should not be in the UFC. Second of all, don't feed him to fucking Alexandr Romanov for the love of everything that's fucking good in the world. No one wants to see Tai get thrown around by Alexandr Romanov. We've seen him thrown around enough. So just rebook him and Lewis. It makes the most sense. Does that fight go bad for Derek Lewis? More than likely, but it makes sense. Actually, like Tybor just got booked. Jorginho's booked. Blades is not booked, but you're not doing that fight. So yeah, I guess fucking Romanov and Lewis rebooks that. It's a weird fight, but let's see it. Might be a little interesting, funny. And Nacimento's ass, I don't care. Get him out to top 15. Not very much else to say. Shitty, fat, fuck fight. You suck. Heavyweight sucks. I walked out on a fight. That tells you how bad it was. Nothing else to say. Romanov and Lewis, why not? Outside of that, I don't care. Speaking of I don't care, our 5th fight of the night. Oh, Christ. I'm not going to waste a lot of time here because, again, I don't care. And then our 5th fight of the night, excuse me, in the featherweight division, we have Youssef Zalal versus Jack Shore. I don't care. Zalal dropped him and subbed him. Don't care. Zalal sucks. Shore really sucks. I don't care. It's Youssef Zalal. He's going to lose when he fights someone good. He's not good. He's beat nobody. Oh, a fucking off-night Billy Q, Jarno Arendt, who's got cut, and Jack Shore, who can't strike. Good job. I don't care. Zalal sucks. Shore sucks. Don't care who Zalal fights next. Hopefully it's some PFO dude in PFO, because the less I have to ever watch him fight again, the better. They both suck. I don't care. That simple. After a 3-fight skid of garbage, now we head back to real fights and fighters, as we head back to bantamweight again for a cool fight. I thought this was a good fight and a really nice performance. And then our co-main event of the prelims, we head back to bantamweight for a fight between Charles Jourdain versus Victor Henry. Good fight as predicted. What wasn't predicted is the winner, because I fucked that up, because it's me. Round 1, it was really close. You could score it either way. I leaned to Jourdain. It seems like everyone else did. I think he did a little more in round 1, maybe, but it was close. Henry definitely didn't get destroyed in round 1. I was eating. I did watch this fight. I was just eating. That's why I forgot to score it. My bad. But yeah, I gave it to Jourdain. And then round 2, much of the same as round 1. They both were landing nice strikes. Their grappling was pretty even. But eventually, Henry, I believe, shot a takedown, got himself put in a guillotine, and had a tap, because Jourdain has a really good guillotine, and Henry couldn't survive any longer. Great bantamweight debut for Charles Jourdain. He looked great. He looked in good shape. He looked good in the division. He looked like he's meant for this division. He's not a big dude, so fucking bantamweight's his weight class. And to beat a guy like Victor Henry in your bantamweight debut is impressive. Henry is not a world beater, but it's a nice fucking win, and it was not easy. Henry made him fight, and he fought, got the W, and now is a real interesting addition to the bantamweight division, as if they didn't have enough of those. So a Jourdain fighting at his best is just another really interesting addition to 135, and I'm very excited to see how it goes. So yeah, good fight. Like I said, very good fight, and good bantamweight debut for Jourdain, man. Again, can't really say much else. His striking looked as good as always. The grappling looked as good as always. His cardio looked good. He looked really fucking good. The best Jourdain has looked in a long time, since, Andre Ewell and Lando Venata? And that was a few years ago. So, yeah, he looked really good. Now I'm happy. Part of me's happy I got this wrong, because I like Jourdain. I'm happy he won. So, Jourdain is back, baby. Love it. Besides that, not very much else to say about the fight, so let's move on to the fighters. Again, well, I kind of already said everything I had to say about Jourdain. He looked great at bantamweight. Best he's looked in a minute. And, yeah, he's a real interesting addition to bantamweight, man. A good Jourdain, still very young. It's gonna be an interesting addition to 135. He has top 15 talent. Now, can he get in top 15? We'll see. He looked like the Jourdain of old in this one. Let's see if he can keep it up. Again, I love seeing Jourdain back. And for Victor Henry, it's Victor Henry. He's very mid. Is he a bad fighter? Not by any means. He's actually a pretty solid fighter. Oh wow, this is the first submission loss of his career. Nice. He's a very solid fighter. Like, fuck, he beat Highland Barcelos in his debut on short notice. That's pretty fucking impressive. But, like, look, he's not bad at anything either. He's a good striker. He's a decent striker. He's a decent grappler. His cardio is okay, but he's not amazing at anything. You're not going into a Victor Henry fight thinking, oh shit, I gotta really worry about this. He's well-rounded, but he's far from, like, unstoppable in any fucking facet of MMA. His striking, you can outstrike him. Jourdain did. His grappling, you can outgrapple him. Jourdain did. Like, he's a solid fighter, but he's beatable, and we've seen that with the Sun Tzu, but we also just kind of did not fight against the Sun Tzu, and then we saw that with Jourdain here, so yeah, Henry's a good win, though. Like, I get he's 37 years old, but he is a good win. Is he getting up there in age, and how good is he really at this age? That definitely is a question, but outside of that, he's still decent. And again, I think it's a very good one for Jourdain to begin his 35-1 run, so, and it's impressive. First guy to ever submit Henry also, again, impressive. But yeah, both guys looked good, but one guy looked better and got the win. That's simple. All I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Charles Jourdain, I think you throw him right in there with the big dogs. Not ranked dudes, but the higher echelon of unranked guys. Like, you give him someone on this page, you don't give him someone on the second page, because there's no one good on the second. Well, there's a lot of good fighters on the second page, but none of them make sense. What are you gonna feed him, goddamn fucking Christian Quinones? No. Who could he fight? Houston and Danny Santos and Matsumoto or Raul, and no. Sexy Mexi, I don't hate that. Douglas Silva, I don't hate that. Javid, Lapiolus, Munhoz, Gutierrez. I don't think he should be in this area yet. But like I think of Sexy Mexi or Douglas Silva de Andrade is very possible. I like that Castaneda fight. I think that's a very good fight. And Castaneda's a good win, if he can get that. Or again, a Daniel Santos ain't terrible if he actually can make it to a fight. So, but yeah, I like that John Castaneda fight. I think that's interesting. Because outside that, no. Just beat, obviously no. You could do Pedro, but I don't know what you do with Pedro right now. He's ranked. I think there's better fights for these two. And this guy, Saeed, who knows if he actually can make it to a fight. So, yeah, I like the John Castaneda fight. I think that's a good fight. And I don't hate it, so let's do it. And then for Henry, you just have him fight. Like, you can have him rematch Javid Basharat and say they went to a no contest. You could have him fight one of these younger dudes. You could have him fight Daniel Santos, Brady Houston, any of those work. So, yeah, you get a lot of options for Henry, and I think all of them somehow are a good fight. So, yeah, I like it. There's a lot of good options for both guys that I like, which is a good thing when doing fight ideas. So, yeah. But, yeah, not very much else to say. Good fight. And, who should fight next? I like Charles Jourdain versus John Castaneda. That's the best one I could find right now. Maybe something else will pop in my mind. But I like that. I think that's a really good fight. And for Henry, he could fight a number of people. So, let's see what they give him. Jourdain Castaneda's A, it's a banger, and B, it's another nice win along the lines of Victor Henry. If Jourdain could win that, then you can give him Saeed Nurmagomedov or Pedro Munhoz, something like that. So, yeah. But we'll see. Now in the UFC, he'll somehow be fighting a can like fucking, I don't know, Ronnie Yaya. But we can only hope that isn't the case. So, yeah. But yeah, not very much I would say. Good fight, great debut for Jourdain at 135. If he can look like this consistently, he's going to be a problem at bantamweight. Again, I see a top 15 dude here. And outside of that, Jourdain's back, baby. Love to see it. And now for our featured prelim, staying in the bantamweight division for another fight that was very good. Bantamweight consistently having good fights because it's bantamweight. We have in our featured prelim at bantamweight, Aiemann Zahabi versus Pedro Munhoz. Very good fight. Predictable fight. I predicted it. The Aiemann was my lock of the night because I did not love him as my lock of the night, but he was the best option, and he looked every bit of a lock. For 15 minutes, he just pieced up Pedro with ease. Like, I can't really put much of it. It was a 99% striking match. I think they faked a few takedowns, and that's it. For 15 minutes, Aiemann just pieced Pedro up. And that's the simplest way I could put it. Like, there's nothing else to say. He just pieced up an older, slower, still as durable as ever, but just an older, slower Pedro Munhoz. So, Zahabi looked amazing again for his 5th one in a row. Dude is fucking good, man. Dude is really good. And that was a nice win. That was a nice win, man. He looked good. He looked really good. So, I'm happy for Aiemann, man. I'm happy. Happy he looked good. Happy he got a win at home. And now there are some really interesting fights for him, depending on what the UFC does. So, we'll see what they do. But yeah, not very much I would say about the fight. It was a one-sided beating. Again, Aiemann just picked him apart on the feet for 15 minutes. I can't put it any other way. That's literally all that happened. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Let's talk about the fighters. Again, for Aiemann, I'm happy for the dude. It's insane that he's hitting his prime in his mid-30s at bantamweight, but he is on a 5-fight winning streak now, and a decent one at that. Draco Rodriguez sucks, but Torcios is, at the time, that was a nice win. Orichi Lang, that was nice. Javid, I still don't know if I agree with that decision, but it was not terrible. And then walking through Pedro Munhoz, that's fine. Yeah. He definitely deserves a big fight now. I would say a top 15 fight at this point. Dude's won 5 in a row. His last 2 wins are pretty decent. And he doesn't have time to waste. He's 36 years old. He's fighting the best he's ever had. His striking is crisp. His ground game we know is okay. His cardio is good. He's a really good fighter. And he looks like a top 15 level fighter right now. I think you can throw him in there with a few of the dudes in top 15. He might beat him at how he's looked lately. So, it's crazy that this dude is hitting his fucking stride at 36 years old after being in the UFC since 2017 and going 1-2 to begin it. So, and not even losing to good fighters, Ramos and Vince Morales, who are not very good. But also the Ramos one of that featherweight, I believe, so. Shit happens. But since coming back in 2021, he's looked amazing and he's earned himself, I'd say, a big fight. So hopefully he gets it. And yeah, man, Aiemann, Ariel Helwani, looking great. And then for prelim, Pedro, it's time to retire, dude. He's so slow. The only thing he still has is his durability. Outside of that, his striking is getting worse. We didn't see the ground game here. His cardio ain't amazing. He's just slower. It's time to retire. It's that simple. I get it, you're 38 years old, you fought everyone, blah, blah, blah. You're super washed, you've taken a lot of damage. Eventually, you are going to crack and get finished. And why not dip before that happens? You've lost 3 in a row, even if you probably did beat Cheeto, that's a different story. And, yeah, it's just time to dip. Like, even if you retire for a little bit, just show back up in fucking PFL. Like, go to, like, you're not meant to be in the UFC anymore. Bantamweight's too good. And if he sticks around, he's just gonna get fed to fucking younger dudes. So, like, cool, you're still durable as shit. Too bad you can't win a fight anymore. So, it's time. It's that simple. It's time for Pedro. He's old and washed, and he wasn't that good to begin with. So, the young actor, prelim Pedro, time to retire. Or you can cut him. The UFC ain't gonna cut him. Only thing I'll say now is, who should they fight next? For Aiemann, well, we go right back to bantamweight. We know what these rankings look like. There's options for him. Of course, he could fight one of the unranked dudes, but why? Why would he fight Gutierrez? Why would he fight Saeed? He deserves a ranked guy. And I think there's a perfect option. He just lost, and he just looked very ass. Why not? I think it makes sense. Aimann's earned it. Kyler just looked awful against Rob Font of all people. It makes sense. Because outside of that, Montel Jackson should get a higher level fight. Cruz shouldn't even be in the rankings. Martinez is fighting Marcus McGee. Aldo just lost. Lost, quotations mark. Batista's ass. And then, like, these fights are just not happening. I think Aiemann and Kyler Phillips makes the most sense, because outside of that, who? Saeed again, why? Fucking why? Simone's 3-fight losing streak, no. Gutierrez, you could make a debate, but I think he deserves a bigger fight than that. I forget why I said Gutierrez, Farid Basharat, yeah. The only other one you could make a case is Montel Jackson, and I don't hate that fight, but I feel like Montel deserves a bigger fight. Maybe he could fight Aldo, or some bullshit like that. But I think Aiemann has earned a shot at Kyler Phillips. So give him a ranking opportunity, and it's that or Montel Jackson. Again, I think Montel should fight. Who should Montel? Cheeto? How many has Montel won in a row? It's been like 6. I'm down to see Montel Jackson and Cheeto Vera. But that's a different story. Aiemann and Kyler Phillips, I like it. Book it. And then for Pedro, again, retire or get cut. That simple. Besides that, not very much I would say about this fight. A lock of the night did look like a lock of the night, and I'm very happy about that. Aiemann looked fucking flawless for 15 minutes, and who should he fight next? I like Aiemann Zahabi versus Kyler Phillips. I think that's a good fight. I think Aiemann has earned that. I think that'd be a banger of a fight, might I add. And, yeah, I would love to see it. I might take Aiemann in that, with how he's looked lately and how Kyler just looked. But again, let's get that booked and find out. So, yeah, Aiemann Zahabi, Kyler Phillips, book it. Because he has earned it, and I would love to see it. I think everyone would love that fight. So book it. Outside of that, not much to say. Good prelim to end the prelims. And, yeah, great one for Aiemann Zahabi to go to 5-0. Thank you for not sucking as my locks tonight. But finally, that's the prelims. Over with. They were not great. Cody Gibson, Jourdain, and Zahabi were good. Everything else was forgettable or lame. Not good. The fight would have been good if it wasn't a robbery. Trash, and I don't care. So, 3 good fights, 4 questionable ones. It is what it is. Prelims were okay. Now we go to the main card, which was a perfect mix of weird and good. Weird, the good, the bad, and the weird. I guess how you describe this main card. So, I guess there's not very much else to say besides ready to get into it. About 54 minutes in. Let's do it as we begin the main card with a fight I'm not going to waste a lot of time on because it was fucking dreadful, as we had to begin the main card in the welterweight division, Malott versus Trevin Giles. I don't got a lot to say here because nothing happened and it was awful. For 15 minutes, Malott threw barely anything and missed most of it, and Giles just didn't fight. Like, it gives me vibes of the Bruno Silva fight last week, because Trevin Giles did not give a fuck. He did not care to be there, because he did not fight. He didn't want to take any damage, and that's why he just did nothing for fucking 15 minutes. How you can give him a round, I don't know, because he didn't do anything. Malott didn't do much better, but at least he tried to fight. So, it was terrible. It was two terrible fighters barely fighting for 15 minutes. So, well, one of them was fighting, the other was just fucking walking around the cage trying not to take damage. Terrible garbage. But that's all I can say about the fight. Talk about Malott real quick. Yeah, he's back in the win column. Yeah, he's still awful. Yeah, the second he fights anyone with any talent, he's losing. Like, he's honestly terrible. It's that simple. He's awful. So, he can't fight. Like, he looked ass against a guy who barely fought back. So, yeah, he's fucking terrible. And Trevin Giles has always been terrible. So, thank God he lost. It's finally time to get cut. I'm so tired of watching him fight, and I never have to do it again. Cut his bum ass. For good. Never come back. And maybe you should have tried to fight instead of just walk around the cage. Bum. Not very much else to say. No, I'm not doing a fight idea. I don't care who Mike Malott fights. Terrible fight between two terrible fighters. And, well, again, terrible one-sided fight because only one side tried to fight. Giles, your ass. Malott, your ass. Awful fight. After that, we had to our second fight of the main card, a fight that I have no fucking... I don't know how it went this way, but it fucking did somehow. As in our second fight of the main card, in the middleweight division, we had the somehow highlight of the night between Dustin Stoltzfus versus Marc-André Barriault. Huh? How the fuck did we get a highlight in this fight? Well, I don't know either. But, long story short, like 30 seconds into the fight, Barriault ended up on his ass because I think he got leg kicked. He got leg kicked and he fell down. Stoltzfus jumped on top of him. For most of the round, he was on top of him. Eventually, they did stand up. They broke away. They started striking, and eventually, Stoltzfus landed a beautiful right hook that knocked Barriault out cold. Dustin Stoltzfus got a flatline knockout. And what the fuck is 2024? That's all that happened. They grappled, they stood up, they swang, and Stoltzfus banged. Because Barriault went out cold. I don't even know what to say. Wow. I'm honestly... I don't know if I'm impressed or shocked. It's the latter. How the fuck did Dustin Stoltzfus get a knockout? He's gonna be the thumbnail. I'm not lying to you. Not Moreno, not Blanchfield, not fucking anyone else. Dustin Stoltzfus is gonna be the fucking thumbnail. What? In a good way. I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah. About all I gotta say about the fight. Knockout of the night, one of the best knockouts we've had in a minute, because we barely get them anymore. And, yeah, wow. I guess talk about the fighters now. Yeah, let's start with Barriault. Dude, your ass. Like, I don't know what to say about Marc-André Barriault. He's terrible. Like, first of all, how bad is Chris Curtis? Just gonna throw that out there. Second of all, dude, he's so fucking bad. He is so fucking terrible. But are you shocked when his best wins Eric Anders? He's he's terrible, and he's getting cut. How do you not cut him after this? You got flatlined by Dustin Stoltzfus in Canada. How do you consistently... Has he ever won in Canada? Because he's been fucking beat twice. Oh no, he beat Eric Anders. Oh yeah, no one remembers that garbage. Oh, he's fucking lost 4 times in Canada. He's 1-4. Cut this bum motherfucker. Yeah, Pfeiffer, that was the one thing. Curtis, that was not a good thing. But now Stoltzfus, get cut. That simple. Barriault, you're a joke. To talk about Dustin Stoltzfus, how the fuck did this dude get the highlight of the night? Of all motherfuckers to get a flatlining KO, Dustin Stoltzfus, a dude who, going into this fight, had 2 knockouts, none of them in the UFC, and to be honest, it's 1 knockout because they count this as a knockout. His last knockout win was in 2019 against some nobody. This dude's a grappler. He can't strike. And he fucking knocked... How do you get knocked out cold by Dustin fucking Stoltzfus? Oh my god. Dustin Stoltzfus is 3-2 in his last 5. What is MMA? He's 3-3 in his last 6. And his losses are to good fighters, so I can't even shit on him. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to fucking say. Good for him. Good for him, man. He deserved it. Barriault sucked worse than he did. Good for you, Dustin. I still think you're a joke fighter, but you had the highlight of the night. Respect. I don't know what else to say. I can't believe I'm about to say this for Dustin Stoltzfus, but who should he fight next? I can't believe I'm gonna give Dustin Stoltzfus a fight idea. What the fuck is MMA? How do you not give him a good fight after that? How about COD? Oh yeah, I don't hate that. Now I think we're gonna, like, what are you gonna feed him to Kevin Holland? I don't hate that CLD fight. That'd be, like, CLD should probably get back on track with that. Like, cause outside of that, like what, Brad Tavares? No. Petrović? No. Edmund? Maybe. Alkun? Like, I don't hate that CLD fight. Again, it's a fight CLD would probably fucking win. Well, maybe he can't grapple, so maybe. Yeah, I'm not seeing much better. And then for CLD, who else would he fight? No, maybe Edmund. That'd be okay. Fuck, they love feeding Olashaychuk to everyone, so you never know. But yeah, I like Stoltzfus and CLD. I think that's probably a pretty decent fight. Because outside of that, I'm just not seeing much else. So, yeah, fuck it. Dustin Stoltzfus versus COD. They're probably going to London sooner than later. That could be a main card fight. If it's a fight night, if it's a pay-per-view. If you're not, don't touch pay-per-view. But yeah, it's Dustin Stoltzfus, COD. Why not? Why the fuck not? You get a highlight knockout? Fucking, you get a big fight. So, fuck it, Dustin Stoltzfus and COD. Sounds good to me. And then again, Barriault, see ya, man. You're getting cut, you bum bitch. Not much else to say about the highlight of the night. The shocking Dustin Stoltzfus knockout. Wow. I don't know what world we're living in. That Dustin Stoltzfus got a awesome knockout and it's the thumbnail of a recap because he actually did something. But he is. Good for him. Good win, Dustin. How about you fight COD? But again, I think that's a respectable fight. So, let's see it. COD and Stoltzfus, book it in London. Not really much else to say. Great knockout, Dustin. Highlight of the night. After that, we get to our third fight of the main card, the fight that got bumped up from the prelims to the main card because of Derek Lewis. As we stay at women's flyweight as we did in the Horth fight, and we will be back in the co-main. I didn't even know that all 3 women's fights were in flyweight. Cool. And then our third fight of the main card, we had a very enjoyable fight to watch, for me at least, as we had Jasmine Jasdavicius versus Ariane Da Silva. I don't think she uses Lipski anymore. I think it's Ariane Da Silva, but Ariane Lipski Da Silva sounds just fine also. Do I care? No, fuck Ariane Lipski Da Silva, whatever your name is. This was exactly what I wanted to see. Jasmine mauling Lipski. It was just, fucking, what would be music to your eyes? Fucking glorious to, just art. It was just art to my eyes. I loved it. Round 1 was a little close, but Jasmine did get a takedown late, so I gave her the round because I don't care. And then round 2, she got takedown very quickly and just mauled Lipski, easily a 10-8. And then round 3, she got her back down, locked in a Darth choke, I think her back-to-back Darth choke win, and got the win. Oh no, the second Darth choke win in 3 fights. I forgot she fought Klein. And she made Lipski tap halfway through the third after just mauling her for about a round and a half. Loved it. This is what you get for that fight, Lipski. If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I loved it. I loved every second of it. And fuck Ariane Lipski. Don't got anything to say about her. She sucks. Fuck you. Jasmine, you're awesome. Great performance. Great fight. As expected, unless Lipski learned how to stop a takedown, which she didn't, she was gonna get mauled here, and she did. So, yeah, it was that simple. Unless she learned how to stop a takedown multiple times, which again, she didn't, she was gonna get mauled. So, yeah, and I'm completely happy she has no idea how to grapple. Does Jasmine have any idea how to strike? From what I saw here, no, but she didn't have to, so I don't care. Yeah, not very much else to say. It was like all bias aside, that was literally the fight. If it's on the feet, it was all Lipski. If it's on the ground, it was all Jasmine. As predicted, anyone who knows these two knows how it's gonna be. So, yeah, pretty fucking simple. Besides that, not much else to say about the fight, so let's talk about Jasmine. 3 in a row now, climbing the rankings. She's gonna get a big fight next time out. I'm very intrigued to see who. Now, and it's crazy that she is 6-2 in the UFC. Her only losses are to Natalia Silva, who's amazing, and Tracy Cortez, who's awful. But that was on Noche, and it was very biased, etc., etc. So yeah. But yeah, look, Jasmine looks great. She's getting better. Her striking is not amazing. Against certain fighters, her striking can look decent, but against decent strikers, good luck. Yeah, her striking just did not look very good here. It actually looked terrible. But her ground game looked amazing, like always. She's just a bully when she gets you on the ground. She's gonna just bully you, and that's what she did to Lipski. She just bullied her. So it's funny, in Jasmine's last 3 fights, her hardest fight was Fatima, who was making her debut on short notice, compared to a ranked fighter and a veteran. That's very fucking funny. That's how good is Fatima, Jesus. Yeah, another great performance by Jasmine in Canada. I think 3-0 now, and definitely gonna get a big fight next time out. Who? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. 35 years old, you don't got time to waste. Keep racking up those wins and see what happens. No, I'm not going to talk about Lipski. What I'm going to talk about is who should I fight next. For Jasmine, I can do this in 2 parts. The first part is the biased side of me, which wants to see her fight Casey O'Neill because they're my 2 favorite fighters. Yes, it would pain me dearly to watch that fight, but also it would be so fucking cool. In Sydney, please. But then the realistic side of me is trying to think, who should Jasmine fight? Probably Andrade or Katlyn Chookagian. Probably more leaning Katlyn Chookagian. But yeah, either one of these two works just fine. It makes the most sense. Andrade is coming off an L, Chookagian's coming off an L. Either one works. So yeah, I'm fine with either or. Like, so, because everyone else is booked. She already fought Cortez. Karini's booked. Ribas is booked. Araujo's booked. Is Andrade or Seminara? As a fan, I'm leaning Andrade because I think it'll be a better fight. Who would I rather see her fight because it gets her higher in the rankings? Chookagian. But I think those are both winnable fights for Jasmine. She definitely beats Chookagian. Andrade should be tough, but I think she could get the win there. I don't know. I like both those fights. Either one works for me. Let's see it. But again, I'm gonna put Casey O'Neill as my fight idea because I really want to see that fight. They hate each other. If there wasn't a story behind it, I would say no. But they fucking hate each other. I want to see this fight so bad. My two favorite female fighters, two of my top 3 favorite fighters behind Sean O'Malley. Please, I don't ask much, but please, February UFC 3, I believe 12 in Sydney, Casey versus Jasmine. Like, dude, that would be fucking amazing. The fight would be good too, because they hate each other. They both can't strike. They both are really, really good on the ground. Again, every second would break my heart, but at the same time, I'd love it. So can we please do it? I don't ask for much, but we're not going to see O'Malley fight anytime soon, so can I at least get this? Please? I know it's not going to happen, but I could fucking dream, I think. So, yeah. The realistic fight idea, Andrade or Seminar. The biased fight idea, Casey O'Neill. Not very much else to say. Great performance by Jasmine Jasovicius, as she should have had here against Lipski, who's not very good. And besides that, she's undefeated in Canada. And probably Canada's best hope for any success outside of Jillian Robertson. So, and maybe Aiemann Zahabi. So, yeah. Good win for Jasmine. Happy for her. That's what you get, Lipski. And, yeah. Not very much else to say. Great win for Jasmine. At least some of my fighters win. It's rare, but it happens. Good win, Jazz. The Canadian badass. After that, I'm not going to waste your time here. 4th fight of the main card in the light heavyweight division. I'm not wasting your time. Brunson Ribeiro versus Kyle Machado. I don't care. It was terrible. They both suck. Machado's getting cut. Ribero's a joke. Waste of time. It was literally the worst fight on the card. Garbage. Next. Now, time for our co-main event of the evening, heading back to women's flyweight for a very weird fight. I don't know how I feel about this fight as how it was scored. As in our co-main event of the evening in the women's flyweight division, we had Blanchfield versus Rose Namajunas. Okay. Maybe I'm the only person who watched a fight like this, but I don't agree with this decision. So around the first 10 minutes, all Thug Rose, no debate, everyone will agree. Like, it's no debate. Rose dominated the first 10 minutes. No one's gonna disagree with that. Then round 3, Earn woke up, took the round, 2-1 going into the 4th. Round 4, the deciding round. I gave it to Rose. I don't really see how you can give it to Earn. Like, if I could look up the stats again, I just don't feel like Earn won that round. And then she dominated the 5th. So it all comes down to the 4th, because it's clear the first 2 to Rose, 3 and 5 to Earn, Who won round 4? And I lean Rose. 43-25. 40-25. Yeah, she landed more, but doesn't feel like it. Like, I swear I barely saw her fucking strikes that round. Like, it was close. But I don't really think I agree with that decision. It just feels like Rose won that round. So, like, am I upset? No, because fuck Rose. I picked Earn for a reason, because I don't want to see Rose anymore. But at the same time, I feel like this is wrong. Let's see. Oh, people are leaning Rose. Kind of. 47.26, 47.8. Yeah, that would be leaning Rose, right? I don't know how this works. But yeah, so people, but like round, it's close. I don't know. I gave it to Rose. Maybe it's just me, but I gave it to Rose. I think she won this fight. Again, I'm not upset. Good for Earn. I like Earn more, but did she look good in this fight? No. Do I think she won this fight? No. So I don't know. I gave it to Rose. I think she won this fight, but I guess it was a debate. I don't know. I don't agree, but maybe it's just me. Whatever. It is what it is. Again, I'm not upset. I don't care. Fuck Rose. I'm so happy we don't have to watch her get a title shot again. So, I'll take it. Not much more I can say about the fight. Was it a good fight? No, it was fucking terrible. But it all comes down. It's the same vibe as Pennington Pena. Terrible fight, but is it a weird? But did they score it right? I don't know. I gave it to Rose. Is what I'll say. I think she won the 4th, but I guess it was close. Whatever. Not really much else to say about the fight because it sucked. Outside of a questionable decision, it sucked. So, whatever. To talk about, I'll talk about Earn first. Okay, she's not very good. I'll just get to the fucking honest part. She's not very good. She can't strike. Her takedown entries are not strong. She's going to lose when she fights someone good. If she fights Barber or Natalia Silva, she's losing. She looked terrible in this fight, I thought. And I picked Earn, and I like Earn, but she looked fucking terrible. Like, I get she's still young, but she can't strike. Yeah, her striking looked a little bit better, but you're fighting a lesser striker than Manon Fierro. So, duh, of course your striking film looked better. So, I don't know. I'm not impressed for her, and I thought she looked terrible. And I don't even think she won the fight, so take that for what you will. Depending on who she fights next, if she fights Barber or Natalia, it's hard not to pick those two. I think they're better fighters. If she fights who I think she's gonna fight and who she called out, which I'll get to that when I get to fight ideas, yeah, she'll probably win because that person can't fucking grapple, so yeah, if you give her people who can't grapple, then she's gonna win. But if you give her people who can grapple, she's fucked, Manon. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not impressed. I thought Earn looked terrible, and she did not look much better than the Manon fight, so we'll see. Her next fight will say a lot. If it's against Natalia or Macy, but if it's against who it's probably going to be against, then it's not going to say a lot because, again, they can't grapple. So, yeah. And to talk about Rose, she looked like Rose. Boring. Striking looked okay. She's not good, but whatever. Now she goes back to drawing board. Who knows who she fights next? Who cares who she fights next? It's Rose. Who gives a fuck? So, yeah. Not very much else to say. I think she won the fight. That's the only positive thing I'll say about her. The rest, I don't care. Now to get to the interesting part. Who should they fight next? For Earn, more than likely she's going to fight Alexa Grasso. It makes sense. She called out Grasso. Why not? the only other people she could fight should fight each other, that being Natalia Silva and Macy Baba. So I say you're gonna do Manon and Valentina. The winner of that fights the winner of Ern and Grasso, and the winner of that fights the winner of Natalia and Barber. Done, done, done. Simple as you can get. Yeah, I think Ern and Grasso makes the most sense. And if they do that fight, it's hard not to pick Ern, since Grasso can't stop a light breeze, let alone a takedown, so most likely Barber just mauls her. So yeah, and then if she gets a title shot, either she's going to be fighting Val, who probably beats her, or Manon, who already beat her. So, good luck with that. You're going to need it. And then for Rose, this idea just popped in my mind. Can we finally get this trilogy? It'd be nice. They're both coming off losses to younger fighters. Can we finally get Rose and Jessica Andrade, please? Again, it would be pretty nice. Are they gonna do that? No. But should they? Yes, it'd be an awesome fucking fight. Put that on any fucking card. It would be, don't make it a main event of a fight night, don't make it a fucking 5-rounder. But put it, like, it would be a 6-second, like, imagine that as a second fight of a pay-per-view, or a co-main to a cool fight night. That'd be cool. So let's see Rose and Andrade 3. They're 1-1. It's been a few years since the rematch. Let's see the third fight. I would love to see it. I'm down to see it. Let's do it. So, perfect time for it. Even though you've had many perfect times for it. So, now let's do it this time. But yeah, not very much else to say. Shitty fight, questionable decision. And who should they fight next? I like Erin Blanchard versus Alexa Grasso, and Sug Rose versus Jessica Andrade trilogy. Erin and Grasso just makes sense. Rose and Andrade, can we finally do that already? Both make sense. Both would be interesting fights. And yeah, I say let's get them booked and see what happens. Not very much else to say. Shitty co-main as predicted. And a questionable decision doesn't help. I'm not upset though, because I'm happy I don't have to see Rose fight Valentina, because that'd be the lamest title fight possible. So I'm not upset, even though Ern looked like shit. End of story. Shitty co-main event. And now, time for the main event of the evening. A really interesting fight that answered a few questions, as we had in our main event in the flyweight division to end the UFC Edmonton. We had Brandon Moreno versus Amir Albazi. Really good fight, even with how one-sided it was. Yeah, this was just a one-sided beatdown. Match, I think a better term for it is a schooling. 50-45 Moreno. It's no other way to score this fight. He took Albazi to school and back. It was not competitive for a fucking second. The closest rounds were 1 and 4, and I don't even think they were that close. Just compared to the other rounds, they were a little bit close. I think giving Albazi rounds almost insane. 50-45 Moreno. He took him to school in every not even every in just striking. They never hit the ground. He stuffed every fucking day. Well, I think they hit the ground once, but it was like for 32 seconds. So, it barely mattered. Yeah, it was just a one-sided schooling from Moreno. Like, there's literally no other way I could put it. He just schooled Albazi. So, yeah, I don't think he's washed. Crazy idea. Whatever idiot, pointing to myself, said that is a fucking idiot. Yeah. Just a one-sided mauling. Not, well, mauling, I think more grappling, so one-sided schooling. Like I said, I think that's the best term for it. So, yeah, it was just a beatdown. Not very much else you want me to say. He literally beat him up for just 25 minutes. He hurt him a couple times. He cracked him. Respect to Bobby for taking so much damage, but outside that, he didn't do a fucking thing. So, yeah, not really much credit I can give you for being a punching bag for 25 minutes. So, yeah, not really much else to say. I guess to talk about each fighter now. For Moreno, yeah, again, he's not washed. I don't know what the fuck happened in the Royval fight, where the fuck this guy has been, but he's back, and looking maybe the best he has since fucking the Car France rematch. Like, he looks amazing. He looked fast, he looked powerful, he looked crisp. Again, this is the best Moreno we've seen in a minute, I think. Like, he's back and better than ever. Like, he looked amazing. And again, he's not washed by any means. So, and with this win, he's right back where he's always been in title contention. He's not going to get a title shot, he needs one more win, but against who? I have an idea. I don't know how much I like the idea, but you gotta do something. So, I guess let's wait and see what happens. But, yeah. Not really much else I can say about Moreno. Dude's back, looking better than ever. And again, he ain't washed by any means. Which I'm happy. We need a Moreno win after Max and Whitaker and all that. So, thank you, Moreno. Thank you. And then for Albazi. I don't know if I want to call him a fraud or not. Cause, is he? Like, he looked terrible. Yes, he probably lost to Car France before this. But I think the dude has talent, but I think injuries have fucked him up, and then he just didn't show up here. So, I don't know. Is he a fraud? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. That's a tough question to answer. Most people are going to say yes, and I get it. I don't know. I truly don't. So, I don't know. Hopefully we can see him back sooner than later. Hopefully he's not out for fucking another year. And if he can stay active, I think he can be interesting. But all this time off with injuries, I think fucked him. So, if he can come back sooner than later, let's say by summer next year, he's back, not another year layoff, I'm intrigued to see what he can do. But as of right now, it's hard to not, like, he has not passed the fraud allegations he had after the Car France fight, so I don't know. I mean, dude has a little bit of talent, but again, is he a fraud? I don't know. It's a tough one to answer. But, yeah, outside of that, I guess the only thing I have to say is, who should I fight next? For Moreno, there's only really one option I can think of, and I don't hate the idea. Speaking of trilogies, is it trilogy time? Is it trilogy time? It's hard to say it's not. It's really hard to say it's not, because since fucking Pantoja's wasting time for the fuck Kaya Shkora is, the Brandons are gonna be pretty fucking bored. So why not let's have a trilogy? There's nothing else for them to do. So why not? Why not? And for Amir, I have no idea. If you want me to be honest, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. A Car France rematch? Maybe? Because outside that, Taira, no. Perez, no. Asu, no. Usyk, no. I don't know who else. Charles Johnson? So, I'm not really sure what they do from here. Again, outside of a Kyrie match, I have no fucking idea. So, if he can come back sooner than later, let's see what they do with him. But if it's another year off, I have no idea. So, yeah. Not really much more I can add to this fight. Moreno looked amazing. He's far from washed. Actually, he's back better than ever. And who should they fight next? Do we Moreno Royval 3? Question mark? I don't know what else you do. Moreno's already beat Kai Kara twice, so if he didn't beat Kai Kara twice, you could do that fight. But he beat him twice already, so it's he's just gonna beat him again. So I don't know. Outside of unless he waits for a better fight to come up. But what, you can wait for Asuan Baev to get another win? Or fucking what? You're gonna fight Tatsuo Taira? I don't know. So I'm intrigued. And then for Amir, I don't know. If he comes back within a fucking normal calendar year, then we'll see if he can come back before 2026. Then it's gonna be interesting. But if it's another year and a half off, I don't know. So Royval Moreno 3, anyone? I don't know what else you can do. Outside of that, great main event. Always good to see Brand Moreno back and winning fights. And a good way to end off UFC Edmonton. With a boom. That was a card to go around I did on picks. I went 7 of 13 for perfect 450. Only really got 5 wrong. Albazi was a bad pick. Machado's ass. Barriault's ass. Henry, that pick wasn't bad. It was just risky. And Nascimento's ass. The bonuses went to all performance bonuses to Jasmine Jasvicious, Dustin Stoltzfus, Charles Jourdain, and Youssef Zalal. Zalal shouldn't have got one. The other 3, I agree. That's really, if I just do that, then yeah, this is what it should have been. And the last thing, as always, if you missed a card, what should you go back and rewatch? I would say Gibson, Jourdain, Zahabi, Stoltzfus, Jasvicious, and Moreno. Everything else is skippable. Skip. Really skip. And trust me, skip. And unless you feel like scoring round 4, skip it. So, yeah. Moreno, Jazz, Stoltzfus, Zahabi, Jourdain, and Gibson. That's all I would rewatch, and that's all you should. So, yeah. Besides that, not very much I can say about this card. It was okay. Better than what Canada usually gets, and for some time wasted on a Saturday, it was okay. Had some good fights, had some bad fights. It was okay. Now we head back to the Apex for UFC Vegas 100. Magny versus Prates, Cody Garbrandt, the debut of René de Ridder, etc., etc. That's actually a decent card, even with it being in the Apex, and it begins the countdown of the final 5 cards of the year. You got Vegas 100, 309, the Piotr Jan Figueiredo card, UFC 310, and UFC Tampa, which is Ian and Buckley. So, we got 5 more cards here. Could we hit 100 subs before then? If you liked, I hope you enjoyed the video, so maybe like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I know we're not gonna hit it. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it, as always, because I love rambling about this shitty sport. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, the card was okay, and now let's head back to the Apex. With that being said, I already did the comment bullshit, so I guess the only thing left to say now is, as always, RX out. Good vibes, only and always.